Good news, everybody. This is Will Flowtech. I'm directly to you through the power of the internet via the YouTube video sharing platform. And today I'm going to talk about a 1920 movie, German expressionist movie called The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Now, first and foremost, I will state up front, I'm going to try to avoid giving away key plot points, while at the same time try to explain the basic setup structure of the movie. That way you are not disappointed. I've watched a few movies in the past where I was told it was something, and like I watched it and then that's not right, and then I look it up and okay, it wasn't meant to be that, but it's supposed to be more of that, and then it makes sense, and it's okay. It's a good movie. But first and foremost, this movie, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, you can buy this movie in this package. Now, this, try to not get mentally tied up in the label Mad Scientist Theater, okay? Just go into the movie. It's classified as The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is classified or considered to be a mystery thriller movie, which is a more accurate way of thinking of the movie. The movie starts out with two gentlemen talking to each other. One guy just got done telling what Guy A just got talking to Guy B about what happened to him. Guy B is the narrator of the movie. He is then going to tell you of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, or the event that is the subject of the movie. So we continue on to that. First and foremost, I will state up straight up front. This is a black and white movie from the 1920. It's German, but there's an English version. I got the English version, okay? And it is completely silent. There is no soundtrack whatsoever in the movie, okay? So keep that in mind. It's all title cards. All right? Or speech bubbles, or however you want to think of it. It's basically just a card that shows up on the front of the screen, and it just tells you, it's not exactly title card, it's narration card, but it basically just tells you what's going on at all the key points. So as far as sound is concerned, audio, I cannot say anything about that other than there's none, okay? Second thing is cinematography, or the camera work. First and foremost, it's all stationary. The camera tricks that are done in this all the effects are all really basic effects. There is nothing really that big in the camera work. For the most part, most movies from this era and around this era, the cameras were really big and heavy, so they couldn't do a lot of moving around. So it's understood. It basically just has a standard, black image, small circle, opens up to full image, or shrinks to focus on an individual image. That is basically the camera trick to go to, or the effects trick they go to in this movie. That is basically it. It's all, basic, wide open, stationary shots of people just acting and doing, acting in front of the camera. The next thing beyond that is the story. It is a mystery thriller. That's important to keep in mind, and because this does not accurately project what this movie is, okay? This is just Mill Creek's 50 movie collection, Mad Scientist Theater, okay? This is not an accurate, Mad Scientist Theater is not an accurate point on what this movie is. It's just kind of like, oh, there just happens to be this element in it. This is a story element in it, and it's okay. Just stick it into that DVD collection and go from there. But that is, yes, in my tiny little town, there is crime everywhere. I'm quite sure they found 3 kids standing on a corner, and they felt that they absolutely needed to send the police force to break up gang activity. I live in a small town where, if there is one one person who goes off shooting, it might be like once every 2 or 3 years, and it's usually just some person who shoots the person that has screwed over someone or got them pissed off. It's just it, like victim of one plus the shooter kind of thing. Back onto subject. Now, as far as the story is concerned, as I'm saying, it is actually quite good. It's important to keep in mind this is a mystery thriller movie, not a horror movie, and not a science fiction movie, okay? It's a mystery movie, okay? That is an important frame set to go into. There's questions. There's going to be there's going to be some things that if you're like watching the movie and analyzing it, it's like, this is kind of weird, okay? Everyone else is not so weird, but this is weird. Yeah, it makes sense. It's part of the mystery aesthetic. Now, in the case of this movie, I also had to bring up another really important point. It has a really interesting art style. It's like they hired a bunch of artists, expressionist artists, and they had them paint and design the set so everything is really interesting, and everything is bent and crooked. It's like the little crooked house that the little crooked man lived in, but painted also by a really crazy emo. Really sharp herb lines all over the place. Is buildings that are built like this, is kind of stuff. That also is a important element of the movie. I love the art style, by the way. I just really wish that there was actual, better quality photos or images of it, and someone could like replicate that in the modern day. That'd be really nice, because I took a lot of art classes and I really do like some of the stuff that comes up in the movie. They'll paint on the shadows, they'll paint on the streaks of light onto stuff, so you could like really sharp or streak of like the sun is traveling through a doorway or a gateway, and a door or a gate or something like that, and it projects a sunbeam on the wall. Well, in this movie, it's painted on the wall, and interestingly enough, the sunbeam is weirdly cocked, and then there's jig jags in it or something like that, and some really interesting furniture in this movie. I also have some training as a woodworker as well. So the furniture and the artwork is like, oh, that's really interesting. I kind of enjoy that. It's kind of weird or juxtaposed to the acting of many of the characters, and I'm going into from the story to the art style into the actors. The actors are exceedingly good at playing their part. I had to say that it's really important, because if you're watching the movie, you might be weirded out by some of the choices of action for each character. Sometimes there's a lot of characters in the movie who are like dead on to life. If this is like a slice of life image of a moment in their lives, and then there's some characters who have just a weird askewment in their behavior that makes sense. By the end of the movie, it all makes sense, okay? I basically gone through the sound, I gone through the camera work, I gone through the story, I gone through art style, and I gone through the actors. That's pretty much it. I will definitely say that this is a good movie. Go ahead and watch it. There's a few small things in it that are kind of odd, but that's just the era, okay? Superstitions and stuff like that. Pay no real serious attention to that. Just enjoy the movie. It's a good movie, I do say. However, if you are the kind of person who likes some music or some audio to the movie, it does kind of, minor negative into that area. I'm one of those people who like to watch a movie, and I'll watch it a few times, and then I will just leave the movie on a few other times, and I'll just go off and do something else, and I'll just listen to the movie. You can't do this with this movie. It's a silent film. You have to sit there and watch it, okay? That's hard for some people today, and sometimes it's hard for me because I'm used to on occasion I will watch a movie, and I will start playing a video game on my Switch or something, and I'm listening to the movie while I'm playing a video game or listening to the radio, and it works out. But you can't do that with this movie. You have to, you're watching this movie, okay? That's the biggest complaint. The two biggest complaints is basically that there's no audio, so you literally have to watch it from end to end if you're going to put it on. And B, the movie gets oddly packaged in some places, some moments, so it's not always the most accurate fit to plug this movie in, but it would definitely be better in a mystery pack, a dark mysteries or mysteries of the mind or something like that. That definitely will be a better collection it would be fitted into, or something like that. But a mad scientist theater pack, that is not so good of a choice to put this movie in. It doesn't quite fit. And I'm going to review some movies that have been put into packages. It's just 50 packs of monster movies, and 50 packs of dark crimes, and 50 packs of this and that, or in a special box set with other movies, and it's this movie doesn't fit in the theme of this box. So it's okay, fine. I was up for horror. I was up for mad scientisty things, but this movie kind of just doesn't fit in this collection. At some point, I will post another video, talking about my personal perspective and the way I go into how I think about movies in more detail. Also, by the way, please consider subscribing to my channel. Just give me a chance here. And then second thing is, if you like this movie, this kind of thing, please give a big Hitchhiker's Guide thumbs up, okay? Or if you dislike this video and you want me to get back to video gaming and focus more on video games, do a big thumbs down like Caesar in the Gladiators, which, by the way, is technically inaccurate. Thumbs up or thumbs down is not actually a thing. In Roman gladiatorial events, they did a few other things. But note that killing the gladiators was actually quite rare. They were professional fighters and entertainers and actors. They avoided killing them because they were exceedingly skilled, and it took a long time to get that good, okay? Seriously, playing a part and knowing how to fight, there. Thank you very much for watching my video. See you again next time.